And we're back. And we are back. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Thanks for joining in. It's your boy, Brent Gill. Hope you've been doing well since I saw you yesterday. Nothing much has changed here. Got a new bottle of wine. Got my Red Bull, the yellow edition. Yum, 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 yum. You know, get a little Red Bull to get a little wine bowl. Red Bull and Vine Bowl. How about that? That right there. That's just called being smart. Let me get some product placement in here real quick because they sponsoring me and they paying me for it. And right now, woo-hoo, we better get that money. This is so y'all don't have to give back. Welcome to the channel. Feel free, everybody, if you don't know already, feel free to hop in to the old chat room here. Log into your YouTube and you can talk with me here, and I will chat. I will say things like "Hello." That's the wrong page. Hello, shit like that. A lot of my stuff's gonna be mistyped for sure, and that's that. First off, before we go anywhere, big thanks to our sponsors right here: Big Top Studios, Terrapin Care Station, Pearl Street, motherfucking Dental, Tommy Knocker Brewing, and of course Pilsner Urquell. Thanks for sponsoring our show. We got a fun one tonight. We're going to talk to comedian Chris Charpentier. Chris is a longtime friend of mine, originally from Denver, Colorado. That's how I know him, from the Denver comedy scene. And overall good people. Chris and I run a weekly comedy show together. Not currently, but we run a weekly comedy show together called the Arroyo Comedy Show every Sunday at 7 o'clock. And that's Pacific time in South Pasadena. And until then, we don't know what to do. So we're going to bring him on. We're going to Skype in with him. We're going to talk about doing Jimmy Kimmel Live. We're going to talk about his new album that is out. And we're going to talk to him about quitting smoking. He smoked for as long as I can. He smoked so long that I recently saw him smoking a joint and damn near slapped it out of his hand. I was like, "You've come so far. You've quit." And he's like, "You're an idiot." And I was like, "Okay, I understand this now, but I didn't get it then." So we're going to chat with him. Before we get him on the horn, I just want to let you guys know this is my second stream. All right, this is number 2. So please be nice to your boy. There's gonna be a couple hiccups. There's gonna be some technical difficulties like there was yesterday, but it really ended up being a fantastic episode and a good chat with Nicole Blaine. I didn't realize she had produced and shot Quincy Jones' special on HBO. For HBO. I didn't know that. So excited to talk to her. Or it was great to talk to her. You can check that out, of course, in the previous episode on my channel there, episode 1 of Comedians in Quarantine. Smoking Chronic. That's going to be the name of a segment, Comedians in Quarantine, Smoking Chronic. But today, I had to get out of the house, and I did get out of the house. I went and played some golf today, and boy, was it gorgeous out there. I mean, really gorgeous. Like, let me show you how pretty this was over here. I was playing at this place called Shoal Canyon, which is over in Glendale, which is not where I live. I actually have been a member over there for quite some time, pretty close to when I moved out here, but not. Let's see if we can just put all three. We'll do a few different ones. But it's closer to Chris Charpentier's house. Chris actually is kind of learning how to play golf there. But check this out.
Just give you guys a little taste
Yeah, there is.
of how gorgeous this virus has made this weather.
Isn't that nuts? Oh, this video is way too big. Sorry, hold on.
Look at that, you can see the ocean.
This is 1080.
You can never see the ocean. So it's filled with
That's
smog
true.
and coronavirus. Here's downtown LA.
Look at that.
It's gorgeous. Little Century City over there, I believe.
I don't know my geography. Isn't this gorgeous, though? It's never this pretty. It's never this nice. There's always just smog and crap and garbage in the air. And it is... Look at that. Pretty cool.
And then, of course, the landfill. This one, they're done with. They put the top on. Now they're packing up this one.
Yo, so these birds right here. What's hilarious about this is these birds are, they're like vagrants. They're like, they're like seagulls and shit, right? And they're just eating all that fucking that trash and shit like that. And then they have to, let me turn that back up. Sorry. Then they have to fire off fireworks to get to startle them away, to get them the fuck out of the way, so they're not just bulldozing over hundreds of birds at a time. It's nuts. It's really wild, actually. And this whole course I'm playing on, Shoal Canyon Golf Course, right? It's no joke. It's an old landfill course. So the whole course is built on effectively a trash heap. How about that? Playing golf in a goddamn trash heap. A trash heap. A trash heap. Anyway, I just think it's kind of nuts that they, I guess it does make sense, because they can't build homes on there because all the gas getting out and stuff like that. But it still is kind of it's kind of weird, wild stuff. You know what I mean? To think about how they have all the... Okay, I'm done with that. Anyway, so that was pretty cool. I was playing with this old Asian dude. Don't put your mind in the gutter. I don't have any bird flu or... What flu is going around? Coronavirus. Corona, duh. It's the Corona crew. You're my Corona crew. Dude grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii. Was in Hawaii for several decades before he moved out here. And lives in Big Tahunga Valley or something like that. I'm not 100% sure where that is. But nice enough guy. Dude could barely move. Like the way that he swung the golf ball looked like such... It looked like such a fur, like he couldn't move, he couldn't twist, so he just kind of like he just had to just punch. He had to basically just punch these shots out, every single shot. And the dude, I think, still beat me. Like, I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty confident that he still whooped my ass. Because even though you're only hitting it 150 yards, motherfucker's hitting it straight every single time. And then if you can putt, then it's just game over. So, always fun to get your ass beat by a fucking 70-year-old man that can barely walk around. I told him I was playing 2 balls because I didn't want it, because we were actually the whole course was very full today. It was way more full than I thought it was going to be. I think enough people are out there just thinking oh, okay, yeah, I want to I want to go get out. And, to be honest, the one thing that is built around social distancing is playing golf. It is inherent in golf. Social distancing, right? That's the whole point of that, was distancing yourself from your wife or your husband. It's 2020. I know how it works. But in the history of it, the shepherds were like, I think I'm going to go social distance myself from the old ball and chain, or in their case, the old and chain. And so there was a lot of people out there. I walked 18 holes because I needed to get out of the house because it had been, I've been stuck in this house for fucking 4 days straight. Went outside, got a walk for sure. That was fun. And then, yeah, that's about all. So it was good to get out. It's gorgeous right now. I will say this. It's crazy to think about how much the planet Earth is just recuperating right now from these few weeks off it's going to have, and maybe even a month or two. All the producing and manufacturing is done. Like the air is clear. Apparently there's reports about how you can hear birds for the first time in China ever. They've never they've never been able to hear birds since this industrial revolution of theirs kicked in. And it's wild. So the canals in Venice, the canals in Venice are all clear for the first time. Like they don't. Let me pull up Skype here. They can finally see down the water and into the water because there's no oil and shit and garbage going out. It's crazy how much we shit on this earth. I wonder if this is going to be like our wake up call that we finally need to. It's hard to do two things at once. Sharpie's about to call in. It's wild to me that. Oh, there it is. Sorry, stoner mind. I wonder if this is going to shake our system and enough to where we realize how much the planet can recuperate in a quick amount of time, and if we kind of chill out a little bit, you know what I mean? Like I wonder if we as a species are like, oh, look at how we had just lost sight of everything. Look at how nice everything is now, and we just shit on that all the time. I wonder if this is going to change us. I also wonder if this is the planet Earth, out here just saying, yo, people, chill out. Give me a fucking break. I don't know. It's crazy. So, I think only time will tell. But I have a feeling that, I know out here in LA at least, it's the sky is so clear. At night you can see stars again. It's quiet. It's been raining a bunch here, so all this smog and all this like filth, this dirt, this grime has just been washed off all the leaves, washed off the street. I'm like, yo, if this was what LA was like in the 50s, I understand why why everyone here is here, why the dream was here. It's fucking paradise here. It's so nice. It's so nice here. It's not working. Of course it's not working, because why would it work? Well, we're going to play some music real quick while Chris and I try to get this figured out. We will be back in 2 shakes of a Persian kitten's whisker right here on the Brent Gill Show, episode Deuce. Music.
What? Hey. No, what? Never. I wouldn't just... What? Huh? What? Where are you?
Wow, what a weirdo you are.
I figured that'd be kind of fun. Where are you? How come I can't see you?
Oh, because my computer is using my webcam to broadcast me. So you don't get to see me.
I don't... That sucks.
Yep, I know. A little bit. Little bit.
So I get to just see a tiny picture of me in my corner here for the whole time. At words.
Here, hold on. Let's see if this works. If I turn this on,
I don't mind.
You may.
I hope. Hello, everybody. Also, I appreciate you tuning in.
Let's see.
It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm just wanting to know what we're dealing with, and now I know.
Yeah, that's.
Can you hear me fine?
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Tight.
I can hear you great, man. You sound great.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. How was your day today?
I've had better, but it's fine.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yep.
Little
like
Corona blues.
Answer. Yeah. I kind of feel like that might be the answer for everybody for the next, I don't know, 6 months.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not good. Been better. But that's okay. What are you gonna do?
There's nothing you can do.
There's
All
nothing.
Right, how about now? Does that work? Do you see me now?
No.
Okay.
I don't see any.
We're gonna take.
It's okay.
Off. If you want to go on YouTube, you can say hi.
I can watch.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know. Well, I feel it was as I was kind of chatting earlier today. It's crazy to me how fun it is to go drive around town right now. I
unfortunately, I am unfortunate enough to have a job right now.
Yeah.
And unfortunate enough to have to go into that job. I cannot work from home. So I have to drive around. And rush hour, it's crazy. There's nobody out. There is no rush hour anymore. And this is Los Angeles where there's only rush hour. It's very eerie feeling. It feels like a movie.
It kind of reminds me of
Magnolia.
It reminds me of probably what it was in the 50s, like what it was like in the 50s.
Right? I mean, I have no idea, but I would assume.
It's nuts.
Yeah, everybody's super racist right now.
What?
Like in the 50s.
Oh, got you. Okay. I see what you're saying now. I didn't know where that was coming from.
Well, it wasn't a very good joke. I'm out of practice. I haven't had anything to try about. I don't have a stage or anything.
What are you gonna do?
We'll get there. I have my wonderful roommate, also a comedian, probably gonna end up building a comedy club in our apartment, just for each other.
Oh wow.
I mean, that's not true, but I've been thinking about it behind his back. I've been thinking about it.
I love it.
Why not? I got time.
I'm gonna build one here.
You're gonna build a stage? Do you need help building a stage?
Not a stage because it's got to go on camera, so it doesn't really matter. But what I'm gonna do here, in fact, I can show the world. Let me cut to this camera real quick. You can't see it, but I can. So I'm gonna
YouTube this right now.
All right. And
I'm gonna see how this
volume up. So if it starts to echo, sorry. So basically, what I'm gonna do, it's a mess over here. I'm sorry, but I'm going to turn all of this area where that bed is over there. Right? I'm gonna take all that shit out, all my potato chips and water bottles and boxes and shit, and we're gonna put the comic right there. We're gonna record it this way, and then we've got some plans with some other people about how we're gonna broadcast it. Pretty cool.
What? I can't see over there. I'm still trying to get it onto my YouTube.
Oh, is it real dark? Oh yeah, so there it is. It's pulling up right now. See where that bed is? Like the bed we hit golf balls into in the house.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move that into the old bedroom, and then where a bed should be, and then I'm going to make that the backdrop. If not this green screen behind me, I don't know if I want to do that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be pretty cool, actually. The people that I'm gonna pair up with seem like they got a lot going for them. You know what I mean? Like what they're talking about doing. I was like, all right, that sounds like what I want to do. That sounds like, because it's shit that I can't handle. Like doing all this right now is a lot of shit to handle.
Right.
So it's good to be able to have some assistance. You know,
Inception, dude.
fucking A, bro.
Are you seeing what's happening here?
No. Oh wait.
It's you and me in the past, in the future, dude. This is crazy. I'm in a crazy technological loop right now. I feel like I'm in Looper. Or
Looper.
Inception.
That's the one you chose, huh?
Well, I haven't seen either, so I don't really know.
Looper was a pretty good flick.
Was it as good as Inception? I also haven't seen
Definitely
that.
not. You haven't seen Inception?
I haven't seen either.
What's the matter with you? Your Instagram is Sharpie Comedy, right?
That's right.
Cool.
Cross-platform. With the C. CHARPIE. Comedy.
I know.
Okay.
What? Well, I'm gonna put it on my screen right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So, first of all, I get why you haven't seen Looper, because who fucking cares about Looper?
Right.
But how you haven't seen
Inception.
That's just mind-boggling.
I don't know what to tell you. I haven't seen a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of television. In general.
Interesting. Well,
it's kind of weird that
Inception was a phenomenal movie.
I know that.
Christopher Nolan is phenomenal. You've seen the Batmans, right?
I have.
Those are great.
Those are great. I have no problems with Christopher Nolan. I have no problems with Leonardo DiCaprio. I hear it's great.
It's fantastic.
Kind of a mindfuck. And I just haven't seen it. No reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep, there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen. I'm sure that would disappoint people. I haven't really seen any of the Godfathers.
None of them?
I've seen like tiny parts of one of them.
All right. I mean, I've never seen any of the Lord of the Rings. Not one.
I've seen all of those.
I haven't seen one of them on purpose. Good. Yeah.
They're really good.
I don't
like fantasy stuff like that usually.
Really?
Yeah.
You're more of like a. You're more
Inception.
of like a what?
I like stuff like Inception. But that's true. I really do. I don't like fantasy like dragons and magic and things like that too much.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you for that. That shit. I mean, like I said, Star Wars took me a lot to go watch. It took me a lot to go watch.
I can no longer hear you.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I was
okay.
Just making sure the stream works.
Ah.
And the stream does work, so.
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
Right. You've got back next to the microphone.
Sorry, dude.
That's okay. I'm sure everybody else just experienced what I went through.
Well, no, because my mics, I have two mics going on right now. I don't know. If y'all did experience, throw it in the chat room, let me know. Anyway.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because one of the mics is literally just dangling from the cable or the stand, so I can play music through the YouTube free licensing thing. Because for some reason it won't play through my my audio interface into the system here like these two mics will. I think it's because it's trying to put it on channels 7 and 8 instead of 5 and 6, which would make sense.
Riveting stuff.
I like to keep my fans entertained. You know what I mean? That's what I'm.
Yeah, I get it.
Starting with you.
I can't believe you haven't brought up how clean my room is.
Well, I actually don't see enough of your room when I'm there. We kind of hang out in the living room.
That's your fault.
I'll say this:
You're invited into the bedroom every time.
The whole reason I have this green screen back here is because I don't want people to see how dirty my kitchen is.
There you go.
Or just to see my kitchen in general.
I understand that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them seeing my kitchen, but yeah, man.
I get it.
Now, let me ask you this, because one thing that kind of brought up, or that I had mentioned earlier in the program today
Mm-hmm.
was that you quit smoking and have been smoke-free for quite some time.
That's
Now,
right.
you're all cooped up in your house.
Yeah.
Is that killing you?
No.
Really?
Actually, I talked to my mom about this very thing today. She sent me a message saying like, "I hope you're not wanting to start smoking again." Exact opposite. Actually, I've never wanted to. I'm like so thrilled that I'm not smoking now, and I don't have to go to the freaking gas station or the corner store or whatever every single day, to go and get some, and
$10
it's
a
the
pack,
best.
especially right now, and there's no money to be
At
had.
least $10 a pack.
That's nuts.
Let's look. I think I'm right at almost 6 months. So close. 5 months, 25 days,
Wow.
6 hours.
A little more. Yeah, there it is. There, hold it right there. Good for you.
Hey, thanks, pal. Look at this.
So,
This
how many
part
cigarettes is that you've saved, or that you
that
have not put into your body?
cigarettes not smoked, 5,384.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus
I also smoked
Christ.
like a pack and a half a day or so. It says life regained 44 days.
That one's kind of a letdown.
Time ah, time not spent smoking. Like actual time that I would have just been out having a cigarette. 18 days.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
And then
How much is the average smoke time for a cigarette?
I don't know, probably like 3 minutes.
Is that
I'm
what
guessing.
they're counting, or do they count like your,
No, I have. Yeah.
Okay.
I never told them how long whatever.
You never timed your.
No. But look at this one. This one's pretty dope. Where can you
a little more to your right. More, and scoot it back towards your face. Nope, the other way.
Uh-huh.
It's too bright.
Anyway, it says
Send me a screenshot of it.
It says
Text me one.
$2,941 saved.
Whoa, $3,000.
That's right. Almost $3,000.
Are you?
Guess how much money I've actually saved though?
0.
That's nice.
That's like when I bought this convertible. I was like, oh, cool. I'll put all my car payments into a little fund, and I have not put one car payment into a fund at all.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's one of the great challenges of life to actually save money. I know very few people who are good at it, and that includes like adults, my parents, and they're smart and have money, but it took them a long time to be like, oh, we should like
we should
really
probably save some money.
yeah, for like the rest of our lives, I think it's just something that it really takes a lot of practice, no matter how much money you are making. That's what I think.
I would agree with that. But
I'm also dumb as shit. And you'd agree with that, too.
I'm not going to disagree with that. Now you think, oh, no. That's what time it is. It's comedians in quarantine smoking chronic. Hell yeah. Hold on. Let me grab my pipe. Woo!
I hope everybody's enjoying their quarantine.
Comedians in quarantine smoking chronic. I should have got my music.
Let's talk about this real quick.
Comedians in quarantine smoking chronic.
My friend, until right now, just right now, has officially let me know that she is not gonna go up to the Bay to hang out with her friends this weekend.
So does that mean that you're gonna smash all weekend?
Buddy, that's not the point at all that I'm trying to make.
Which friend are you talking about?
That's not important. What is important is what I'm saying, that they just now, right now, day whatever, 4 of quarantine, and San Francisco is legit, like, on lockdown, like, you can't leave your house. And she just now is like, I don't think I'm going to go there this weekend.
Wow. So she probably has no money saved either. Oh, poor network connection. But what a smile out of Sharpie. Look at this thing, huh? Let's take a picture of this. Oh, man. I got to turn my Wi-Fi off. I got too many Wi-Fi devices. Why is this on Wi-Fi? All right, let's reconnect him real quick. Hang on. Uh-oh. We've lost Sharpie. We take one bong rip, and we lose the internet connection. Shit. Well. He's active. Well. Dog nabbit. Fuck. Oh, what? The power went out at his house. Okay, that makes sense. Well, that's going to take a little bit of time to get back. That's all right. In the meantime, let's update this. You know, I didn't realize the coronavirus. There we go. Daddy-o!
Right? Are you cold in your house?
No, not at all.
Fuck you, fancy pants.
I'm fat, so I'm just always kind of hot.
That's true. Well, it's very cold in our apartment. And so I had a space heater going in my room.
And you blew the circuit?
Yeah. My roommate had the space heater and the microwave going in the other room. So
those should be on two different circuits, though.
He wasn't doing the microwave to
heat up food. Was he heating up the room?
No, he wasn't using it to heat up the house. Just so he was using it for the
right reasons.
Anyway, no, the power in my room, everything stayed on. It was the power in the other room, which is the internet.
Oh.
So my room was fine, but everything went off over there.
That makes sense.
Anyway.
This makes total sense.
Hello.
Hey, buddy. All right, let me move this up here. I'm just doing some little adjustments on my slides.
Right.
And now here's what I want to know, though, because we were just talking about how you quit smoking, and you have zero desire to start smoking right now. Now, your roommate smokes on a regular basis. And like a lot. Did he really?
He quit before I did.
Really?
Yeah, a few months before I did.
Wow.
He got sick
He got sick for a while and just kept smoking. I was like, this guy's an animal.
Well, eventually he got sick and was like, I'm quitting. And just quit because he was sick. And then I ended up quitting because of a
Money.
book.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about that book. What was that book like? Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that smoke cigarettes.
Yes. I don't have it in here, I don't think. I think I already lent it out to somebody, of course. But it's called The Easy Way to Quit Smoking. And
I thought it was going to be called The Easy Way Out, and it just, you open the book, and it's got a small gun in there.
You know it. No, it's called The Easy Way to Quit Smoking, and it's incredible.
What's the gist of it? Because quitting smoking, I will say this. I smoked cigarettes from like age 16 to 18. So not very much. I really only smoked them at work for the most part. I was working in a kitchen and as a chef, and that's what it was. Now, the only way I could get a break was smoking cigarettes, and then when I was done, I was done. But I still, to this day, have dreams at least once a week about smoking.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And they're like vivid. Like, I remember them every time. I even know what kind of cigarette I'm purchasing.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They're American Spirits, because I used to smoke Camels, and I'm like, well, now if I'm going to smoke again, it should be an American Spirit.
Weird.
Yeah.
I would think that you would stick with the same brand. That's
You would think so, right?
Yeah. That's bizarre. No, it's truly a cakewalk. It really is easy to quit, because the whole thing is just about how basically you've been brainwashed into thinking that cigarettes do anything productive for you. Like
get you chicks?
They get you chicks. Unfortunately, that one's true.
And you look cool, which is pretty cool. It's true.
Yeah. No, but truly, like, the idea that, they can, I'm hungry, but if I smoke a cigarette, it'll, like, stave off the hunger for a little bit. But then also, there's nothing better than right after you get done eating to help you digest your food than to have a cigarette. It's like, what? You can't do both of those things. That doesn't make sense.
Wait,
It's like...
So they said that it staves off hunger, and
no,
then
these are things that you'll tell yourself.
Oh. So you're brainwashing yourself into thinking...
Yeah, basically into thinking that cigarettes do anything for you.
Gotcha.
And they never really did, You use it to relax, like, oh, I'm going to relax and, I'm bored, so I'm going to have a cigarette to just kind of waste time. But then also, I need to have a cigarette to focus. And it's like, what? That can't...
It can't be all these things. That's the excuse we make for weed.
Right. Yeah. Easy now. Weed does something for you. It gets you high.
That's a good point. It makes doing nothing something.
That's a very good point, too. It really does.
What do you think? I have a 3-hour fucking video cast.
Yeah, I've said that line a number of times.
It's a good one. It's right.
It is. Yeah, you nailed it on that.
It's correct. Now, so you read this book, and then literally from there, it was just cold turkey. You didn't have one more.
Haven't had one. Didn't want one.
Wow. All because you were able to reconvince your mind that this is not.
Yeah. I mean, not just that, but it's also just, it like really explains like the nature of the addiction, and like it really psychs you out, because everybody knows that quitting is so hard, it's so hard. It's just, oh God, it's such a miserable process. And it's like, really, actually, it's not. Like if quitting was so hard, then you wouldn't be able to go throughout the night. You wouldn't be able to go 8 hours of sleeping. You'd have to get up every hour to have a cigarette, like you do out, when you're awake. But you don't even think about it, because you don't actually need it. It's not that bad. The physical withdrawal is 100%. Like 100%, the nicotine is out of your body within 3 days.
Wow. Do you think nicotine 100%. Is an addictive chemical, like the general warning says?
Yes, it is. It's a drug, and it's a drug addiction. That's what cigarettes are. They talk about it in the book. It's like one of the most addictive drugs in the world. but it's also one of the fastest acting, meaning that it gets in and out of your system is faster than anything.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do they add nicotine? Like, is it a chemical that they can add to it, or is it part of the tobacco leaf?
I don't know about that.
Interesting.
I think it's part of the tobacco leaf.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And
And
then
then
they add their chemicals to it.
and
to
then
make
you were just able to just stop and what happened to your body after that? Did it were you like hacking up lung butter? Like did you feel noticeably different quick or what was the situation afterwards?
There were a couple things that I noticed right away, as far as like breathing and things were like a little bit easier, and I'd wake up a little bit more refreshed in the morning, like
Okay.
just a little bit easier. I would cough up some kind of gross stuff from time to time, but it wasn't like that big of a deal. Um, the main thing, and they talk about it in the book, is it's hard not to replace it with something.
Like
Uh,
eating.
and that's usually it.
Yep.
Because it's the same basic feeling of like I want a cigarette is the same basic feeling of I'm hungry. It's like a kind of just gentle unease in your body, I guess is how you would say it, you know? Like just something is a little off, like, oh, I'm a little hungry, I guess, you know?
Right.
That's basically what wanting a cigarette feels like. So you tend to overeat a lot when you quit smoking. But then you usually get right out of that, and it's easy. I mean, the book talks about that as well, that it's like it's really easy to do that, but it's also like who cares? You'll do that for a little bit, and then now you're gonna have the energy to work off that extra 5 pounds you gained or whatever, you know?
Right.
Which is true, but it is very. I've noticed the one thing that I have done is because smoking cigarettes in the car was like a big one for me. As soon as I get in the car,
That's like me with
like,
smoking weed. As soon as I get in the car, I probably shouldn't admit that to the world like this, but as soon as I get in the car, I want to smoke weed.
sure, it is not a. It's just like a. It's almost at some point it becomes like a twitch
Right.
or a. It's like a habit rather than even a want. I wouldn't even think about it. You just light up a cigarette. So the big one for me now is just in the car. I like am constantly eating sunflower seeds, 24/7, in the car and just throwing them out the window, which is fine. Obviously, it's not that big of a deal, but I would like to at some point stop doing that because it has become like too much. I'm spending I've spent $2,000 on sunflower seeds.
Sunflower
But
seeds.
Mhm.
What's your go-to seed?
Ranch, the David flavor or David flavor. Whoops, David brand ranch flavor. I like that David flavored. I like the human ones.
What flavor? David.
David. I'm also want to send out a shout out to my sponsor this evening
Hornitos.
and Squirt.
Hey, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
This is a great drink. If you ever have a tequila and Squirt on the rocks, it's good times.
It's good times. Cheers, buddy. I'll drink to that. Little wine, little wine. This is how you you social distance.
Exactly. Put a little distance between us, and we're actually friendly to each other. That's nice.
You son of a bitch. I still don't
First
like
time in a
you.
long time.
That's fair.
It's really weird. I gotta say, it's really weird not being able to see you, but that's okay.
It looks like you can see me perfectly. You're looking at the camera as if you can see me perfectly.
Well, I'm trying to look at the camera, otherwise I feel like that's weird too. Everyone's just like,
What is he looking at?
Just staring at the corner of his computer. What's going on over there? Well, that's where I am, in case anybody is wondering. I'm now looking at myself, which is, I feel like if you can't look at Brent.
You might as well look at yourself.
Exactly.
Well, I'm leaning back in my desk, staring at my laptop or my iMac screen, and it's my right boob is just framed low enough to where it can't quite tell how big it is in this shirt. But
oh, that's nice. I thought you were gonna say you can't tell that it's hanging out.
yeah, no, it's oh no, I had my boobs wrong. No, my left boob is actually in the damn it. Anyway, it's weird because it's reversed, but it's not good. I walked Shoal Canyon today, by the way.
That's a lot of walking.
That's a lot of walking. I All right. Well, Sharpie's doing it. You know what time it is? Comedians in quarantine smoking chronic. Do.
Do you do that every time that I smoke weed?
Apparently now.
Oh, that's...
Chris, it's the Brent Gill Show. It can be anything we want.
Oh, okay. Anything we want.
Anything I want.
That sounds better.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on. Gotta cut the music. All right. That's license-free music on YouTube, by the way.
That's nice.
Yeah, anyway, so...
you gotta hold down that cough.
You gotta what?
You gotta not cough so much.
Dude, it's hilarious that I have to out myself for being a stoner so people don't think I have corona.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. People are so, like...
freak out.
Or like... Also, I have now developed seasonal allergies since I moved out here to LA a couple years ago, and I am like vigilant on my allergy meds because I'm out here just sneezing my nuts off, and then like this starts to hurt, like my throat, and I'm like, I better make sure this isn't allergies, or that it is allergies and not the Roner.
You're the second person I've heard call it that.
The Roner?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I
The
thought
Rona.
I came up... Oh, the Rona, the Roner. It all works. The Rona. I like saying what's up, Corona crew, to my fans.
Okay.
All of them. McGinley! What's up, buddy? No. Look at the screen, Mike. You're about to see what we've talked about and what we're going to talk about. So I don't know if why there's that much question, Michael. Mick Gently. Now I want to talk about this now. So we talked about you're not smoking, which is really cool.
Thank you.
And fascinating. And if you want to give me 10% of that income, that would be pretty cool. I could use a little bit of that,
Sure. Yeah.
Now you have a credit that I am jealous about. And basically...
I can't do anything about it. I was born with it. Thank you very much. It's, I don't know, 9, 10 inches.
Yeah, it was
Depends what day and who's asking.
Jesus Christ. Well, I was really kind of referring to your hair. That shit is fire.
Thank you.
Pretty fire. Now... I am only stalling right now because I'm trying to build a Photoshop file while I'm talking to you about this, and it's just a lot of things to do at one time. But you did Jimmy Kimmel Live, and what I want to know what that's like. What that was, how the pressure of it, how it came about, how you chose your set, which jokes you're gonna do. I'd love to hear about all of that. So first off, did you submit to them or did they reach out to you?
Well, it was definitely a unique situation.
Okay.
So, they were hiring a new booker for their stand-up. And they hired this gal, Hannah Kreitchen. She was very fun, very nice lady.
Yeah.
And she used to also book Just for Laughs
in Montreal.
That's
like if you don't know, the most prestigious comedy festival, I think, in or at least one of the top 5.
I think it's still number 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, she used to book that, and I got booked through her for Just for Laughs, and then when they were hiring her or potentially hiring her at Jimmy Kimmel, they asked her for tapes of 5 people that she liked that they probably didn't know. And she asked if she could use my tape from my Montreal audition. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And then she got the job, and I got booked through that.
Oh, because they liked your tape from the
interview, from her interview.
Interesting.
Yeah, apparently, so says she, that they were, when she was in their interview process with Jimmy Kimmel,
Yep.
he saw my tape and was like, I want that guy. And then
That's
that happened.
awesome. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So that was just how it went.
So you got
Say,
passed by Jimmy Kimmel.
mm-hmm.
That's now, is that normally how? I mean, obviously the whole process there is not how it works, but does Jimmy have to have the final word?
I assume so, but I really have no idea. I know that they aren't doing as much comedy now as they were doing.
Hmm.
Then they got a new booker completely. So
Gotcha.
don't try to hit up Hannah.
Nice
Leave her
try,
alone.
everybody.
Leave her alone. She's a nice person. Um, yeah, no. So I really don't know I don't know the process for necessarily how it normally goes, but I do know that he has the yes no on everybody.
Okay, gotcha.
The final yes no on everybody.
Now, what's interesting, and I am jumping around here. All right,
What?
okay, hang on. Let's go step by step. So, you get the call. How much time did you have to prepare your set, or is that the set that you did, the one that they saw the
Well,
tape of?
interesting. So here's how it went down. It's they the tape that they saw was the tape that I used to get into Montreal. And it's the same set that I did in Montreal.
Okay.
And then, right when I got booked for it, I broke up with my girlfriend, longtime
Nice.
girlfriend,
Nice.
and not yeah. I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna be famous. Screw you, lady. Um, not at all, not at all. But that unfortunate timing, we did break up. So, most of my set though was about her and I living together.
Gotcha.
So I was like, well, I don't want to do that. So I submitted a completely different set than the one that they saw and that I got booked from.
Oh.
Yeah, but they agreed to it. Um, I only had to fight really for one joke. They were very cool. You do have to send in a written transcript of your jokes.
What was that like?
So, dude, mm-mm, mm-mm. If you've ever wanted to really second guess every everything,
It's writing your
uh,
jokes out word for word.
watching the set because you have to submit a tape and a written transcript. So you send in you watching a tape and basically transcribing yourself, and you're like, this isn't funny at all. What am I doing? Because you end up, I mean, at least for me, I'm not a very good typer. And I want to make sure I'm getting it right, so I end up having to watch it too many times. Ugh.
You watched your Kimmel set.
The
Oh, the tape.
yeah, that I
Yeah.
sent in
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
them. And also, if there are any aspiring comedians here and you're curious about something like this, and everybody, this is like my one big piece of advice as far as a submission tape for anything goes. It doesn't matter if it's a good show or not. It doesn't matter if you got lots of big laughs on that show. Uh, they
Oh,
just need to hear the material. They want to
interesting.
see what you look like and hear the material.
So they don't care if you're smashing or not.
No, I mean obviously it helps. Duh, it always sounds better and whatever. But when I sent in those tapes, at the time, the show that I was running was at this place called the Clubhouse in Los Angeles, and nobody would come to this show. So it was like the only show that I could get on regularly to like get a tape. And so I would have like three people in the audience, and they didn't care at all. They just wanted to hear the material. Uh, so that's like my one big tip hint thing. That doesn't matter nearly as much as people think it does.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. Wow, that
They just
really.
want to hear, they want to hear it, like actually like they don't want to have to strain to be able to hear it,
Right.
and they want to know what you look like. So while you're doing it,
You
so
know,
that's
it's
my
funny because
little
Jessica
thing.
Pilot, the booker for Colbert,
Hmm.
comes to our Monday show over in West Hollywood.
Hmm.
Maybe once a month or so. But
Hmm.
she likes to bring people there because it's just and. y- y- I don't know if it's because it's such a hard room,
Mm-hmm.
or what, or it's close to her house. But that would make more sense now. Hearing this, that it's convenient for her, and she doesn't give a fuck what the crowd thinks. If she thinks
Yeah.
it's funny, she just needs to hear it from you,
Right.
and then she'll assume laughter with a better crowd.
Yes, assume laughter with a better crowd, and also wants to see how you will do, like just telling those jokes, uh, even if the crowd doesn't react that well.
Okay.
How you're gonna like, will you keep your confidence and tell them the same way, you know?
Right.
Or do you like
Crumble.
crumble under the not laughing, people not laughing at the jokes that you like? Well, I have to tell this no matter
Sure.
what,
Yeah.
with thing. So yeah, I think that's a much bigger part of it than people think.
That's a good takeaway, actually. I never would have thought of that, and I feel like that's pretty inspiring to hear that, because boy, I know me, I slave over fucking tapes. Like I'll
Everybody
watch
does.
it over and over, and I'll pick it apart so much, and I'm like, well, I wasn't killing in the first 12 seconds, but by minute 2, I'm just
Right.
destroying, and but I had this one. I start stronger, but I end weak, and it's the worst. You're always in your head
Big
because you
time.
don't want to get a no. You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
But just
And the tape is the one thing that you can blame it on,
right, of
you know?
course, yeah.
It's like a lot easier to be like, well, it wasn't a very good tape, rather than like they just didn't like me.
Turns out they just didn't like you. Yeah, they just didn't think your jokes were good.
Yeah, they don't want what you're selling.
Interesting. Okay.
And then the other thing that was super interesting about Kimmel in comparison to a lot of uh, late night sets is that they pre-record it,
Oh, interesting.
meaning like not like most people do it, like obviously like Conan or whatever, they tape it in the afternoon and then air it that night.
Right.
Kimmel, when mine taped, they aired it like months later.
Oh,
There was
wow.
a different host, different guests on the show than the ones that were there when I actually recorded it. They do it just based on time. So when they had like an extra 5 minutes on a show that they needed to fill, then they would put a comedian on that show.
Interesting. So did multiple comics perform on your night?
No, it was just me.
Really?
The the time that I did it was actually they were shooting a special episode that was going to be like their Super Bowl episode or something weird. It was, I can't remember. It was something to do with
With the Super Bowl or
some
something. All right.
some sort of big sport thing. So they only had one guest, which was Charlize Theron, and she was doing all kinds of weird football related things. They had her
Okay.
doing football related things in the
Okay.
street in Hollywood. It was very bizarre. But I did get to see her. She walked by me in the green room area, surrounded by like a team of people, and she's the most beautiful person.
Really?
Dude, next level.
Really?
All like famous people, it turns out,
Are just
that I've
bombs
ever
are
seen.
just
They're like,
knockouts.
it's different. It's different kind of pretty. All of them. Anyway, so yeah, they recorded it, which is so. What is even weirder about that is that I did it, and then afterwards, while like did the set, and Jimmy Kimmel came up and we were shaking hands, and he was like, "This crowd sucked tonight," and I was like, "Oh, okay." That was weird because I have no idea I have no frame of reference,
Yeah,
you
it's a
know. I was
TV
like,
taping. Well, right.
I thought it went pretty good, you know. So I was like, oh, yeah, okay. And he was like, yeah, well, this is, you know, and he was like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, okay. I didn't notice, but it seemed good. Um, so then I got a call a few days later that they were like, we want to have you come back and tape it again because
Wow.
we really think the crowd is bad. So you don't have to
Wow.
do anything different. You have to change your set or anything. Just come back and do it again. Um, so then I got to come back and do it again, and that time they did put it on, and it was like night and day. With
Really?
oh yeah. It was like, oh, now I know why he said that they sucked.
Same space and
And
everything.
yeah, because they did suck. It was like wild, the difference. Same.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Truly, it was a huge difference. So I was like, oh, I can see. He could tell that like they were just weird that night, whatever they were, you know?
Do,
You know how that happens with comedy
oh, of
sometimes.
course, of
Like
course.
weird energy in the room or
Yep,
whatever.
yep.
So, but to me, it seemed like it went fine, the first one. But then having done the second one, I was like, oh yeah, that was bad.
Wow. Did
Hmm.
they have a warm-up act doing comedy before you?
He wasn't really doing comedy, but he was warming them up. He was getting them like jazzed about being there, and I guess you could call it crowd work, but it wasn't like trying to make them laugh. It was just trying to make them feel included, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
In the good way. Like, where are you from? Oh, cool, that place is great. Anybody else from there? Where else are you guys from? You know, that kind of thing, and getting everybody's energy up and excited for the show and everything. Not an enviable job by any means. Also, I don't know if you've ever done
I
a warm.
have seen one, and I was like, I could do the shit out of this.
Have you ever done it?
No. Well, hold on. I don't want to say I've done warm-up work, but
Hmm.
I've done work like that. I call it
Yeah.
clown work. It's where you have to be the attention, and you have to like keep everybody's
Sure.
attention. And hey, we're having some fun. We're look at this. Let's play a quick little game, and
Yep.
just so other things can happen. I have had to do. It's like hosting a music festival. You know
Totally.
what I mean? Like you got to find a way to distract them while they're setting up the next band,
Hmm.
which is awful.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. I did it. Man, I don't know who recommended me for this, but I think it was. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I got to do warm up for a pilot that they were shooting for a UCB show. They were
Okay.
trying to create this game show. Um, and so they asked me if I would do warm up for the pilot, and it was two tapings that they were going to do in a day, two different shows, and I just had to come in and do like 15 minutes before each show. And there would be turnaround in the crowd, so it could be the same 15 minutes of comedy.
Okay.
And I was like, "Pfft, dope, fun. Plus, I get to meet all these people that were going to be on the show. There was like all the like main players of UCB minus Amy Poehler.
Cool.
Um, and Tim Meadows was there, and um, oh, now I can't remember the guy's freaking name, but Dangle
Oh
from
yeah, John Lennon.
there you go. And
Thomas Lennon. Sorry,
Thomas,
Thomas
there you go.
Lennon.
Yep, and one other person now I can't remember, but it was very. I mean, it's like holy crap! Like oh, Beth Stelling was the other person. So all these people that I like super admire, all these hilarious people. So I got to meet them, which is very cool. It's like 10 in the morning. That part kind of sucked, but I was like, it's fine. And then they were like, okay, yeah, just we're ready for you. The crowd's out there, so just go out, do about 15 minutes. We'll let you know. We'll just give you a light when we want you to wrap it up. I was like, sounds good. So I went out and did 15 minutes, my 15-minute set, my home run 15-minute set.
Oh no! I know
And
where
then,
this is going.
and then
Oh
kept going because I just kept waiting for a light and kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going and was like, are you kidding me? I got to be at least a half an hour now. And I was not prepared for this. So my jokes are all out of order. Like I did my top 15-minute set.
no! Oh,
But
of course.
I was doing a 45-minute set. I wouldn't have put wouldn't have put all of my best jokes right up front, you know? And now I'm
Yep.
like scrambling and there's no order and it's all weird. And I kept going and kept going and kept going. And eventually somebody came out and was like, hey, sorry everybody, we're having technical difficulties. So we're gonna pull Chris off the stage here for a second, get everything right, and then we'll get you going back here in a minute. So they took me off stage for about 30 seconds, and then they were like, okay, fixed. So just do like 10 minutes. And I was like, what? Okay.
What were you doing to flounder at this point? Were you still digging through jokes in your head?
Yeah, I was just doing I did all of my jokes. I did. I ended up doing, because at this point I also wasn't doing well. People weren't laughing anymore. It was like 10 in the morning again. Like, well, at this point, like almost 11.
Plus, they could probably smell that you were spooked.
I was freaking out, and at the time, I was even less adept at doing crowd work, which I'm still not great at, but I have at least gotten better at it.
Sure.
So at the time, it was like bad news. So then they finally started, like, thank God, and they pulled me off, and then they let me know that they were going to need me to go up during what would be like the commercial breaks and just do some like general entertaining. And I was like, okay.
That's what they said? They said general entertaining.
Yeah, just keep them warm. Just keep them warm. And I was like, okay. And thank God for Beth Stelling. She's the sweetest person and very, very funny.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God for her, because I would go up there and she was like, hey, Chris. And then she would involve all of the very funny people on stage to keep everybody entertained. And I was like, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
Because they were also doing like a kind of lame show. The show ended up not working. That part sucked. The intermissions where everybody was just having fun was the best part of the whole process.
It's like, can someone just tape these intermissions? This seems like this should be the show.
But I was truly... So I was like, oh, they'll never ask for me again. For sure. Because I just did not know what I was doing.
You can see our
fuck. Hold on. Sorry, I started this
right now here. Please welcome Chris.
I started your video when it shouldn't have been started yet.
Nice.
All because I wanted to change camera angles for no reason.
That's fun. I can also I can tell a funny story also about Kimmel. I just remembered.
Well, first of all, let's wrap up that bow of how brutal that fucking sounds. I don't think that I feel like, so I went to Lights Out and saw what their warm-up act was doing, and it was and I was like, yeah, I can definitely do that. That would be fun.
Well, had I known one, that it was going to be that much time, and two, that I could have just done like really silly crowd work.
The whole flow of it would have been better.
Totally. I shouldn't even have tried to do jokes. It was like it's a bad setting to do stand-up.
Right.
I just should have just had fun. And
were you doing well when you were telling your jokes?
I was doing about as well as you can do for a small crowd at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Telling jokes to them.
Yeah.
Right.
I did fine. There were some that were like good and some that weren't. And then the ones, every time that there was one that wasn't great, it was harder to come back from each time. So by the time I was doing on minute 40, it was pretty stale. Pretty stale. Oh yeah, but so this is funny. As far as the Kimmel goes. So I and still do construction. I was doing construction at the time that I was doing Kimmel, and we were putting some waterproofing on the side of the house that I was working on the day before I was taping Kimmel. I got the day off to go and tape Kimmel because they do it in the afternoon.
Okay.
So I was at work the day before putting this waterproofing on the side of the house, which we had like dug a trench around the basement area of this house. And so we were like having to like using a paint roller. You dip a paint roller in this, it's basically like liquid tar.
Yep.
And then you roll it up and down on the walls, and it like slowly will turn into this rubber that like waterproofs the whole outside of the house.
Yeah.
And I was having to do that, and believe it or not, I didn't want to be there because I was going to be on TV the next day.
Oh man.
Other things on my mind. I was very much like, why the fuck am I here? Like, I'm a comedian, for Christ's sakes. I'm going to be on TV. Like, what the fuck? So I was working with a bad attitude as fast as I could. And this stuff gets really sticky. It's like the messiest shit I've ever used.
It's waterproofing.
It's so awful. It gets everywhere, and if it gets anywhere on you, you just basically have to throw those clothes away because it'll never come off.
Okay.
And you use, like, little rubber gloves, and eventually, no matter how careful you are, it gets a little bit on the glove or a little bit on the paintbrush, and then you're just stuck to that paintbrush. This happens over and over, and then you eventually have to tear your gloves off and start over. And that happened one time towards the end of the day, for the about 800th time that it happened that day. And I was very frustrated. Like, why the fuck is all of this happening? And I was trying to pull the glove off of the stick, and it thrust, like, god damn it. And finally, it broke off, and I hit myself in the face with the paintbrush right there, bap, all over my mustache and side of my face.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh my god. And I went over to my boss and was like, how do you get this shit out of your hair? And he goes, ooh.
Oh, no.
You might have to shave it. And I was like, I can't shave it. I have jokes about my mustache. I can't shave it. I can't. I cannot.
No. This
So
is the day before.
the day before. So he gave me, which I still have. Let me see if I can grab it real quick. 1 second. It'll be worth it.
Wow. That is fucking nuts.
This is how I cleaned my face.
Shut up. Oh,
That's right.
my God. What?
That's how I had to clean my face. My
What?
face. The day before Kimmel. Yeah.
Dude.
I just keep that in the corner of my room all the time in case
Just in case.
I need to clean anything.
Like your face? I bet that
Like
did
my
a
face.
number on acne.
Yeah, dude. They had. Luckily, they put makeup and shit on you because I had quite a red irritation right around here on my face. It was quite red from rubbing it violently with Paintier's solvent.
Oh my God. It's painter's solvent, but we understood.
Yeah.
Painters is fun too.
I said Painters.
I guess.
Too anyway. So yeah, I had to rub that off of my face
Jesus.
the day before.
Now, what's cool about Kimmel is that
Mm-hmm.
they record in a space that it feels like a comedy club
That's right.
instead
That's
of
the
in
other-
front of the audience. And so is the audience filed in there, or is it a different
Yeah.
audience than what's at the show?
No, they have like a really cool studio. First off, it's right in like the center of Hollywood,
Okay.
which nothing is actually in Hollywood, as you know now living here,
Right.
Everything is filmed
Just Scientologists.
in like Burbank or on the west side somewhere. Nothing is filmed in Hollywood,
Right.
Except for Kimmel. It's filmed like right across the street from the Chinese Man Theater where they
The TCL Theater.
Right, yep, and the Walk of Fame and all of that stuff. It's right there.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And yeah, they have like their regular studio that you see with like the desk and all of that. And then they have everybody get up from that room and file into this other room that's set up, like kind of like a comedy club, kind of like a little bit of a rock club. The whole, whichever way you want to look at it, it was perfect, is basically what you want to call it. The setup is perfect. And it takes very little time, and they get you like right in, right out. It's how they end the show also when they were recording it. So they get people real hyped, like this is the last part, and this guy's really funny, so get him all and they get people all excited. It's really fun. It's just very, very, very surreal. They take you from like you'll be in the green room. You have to get there 4 or 5 hours early, something like that, for like check-in, and then you just sit there for a while. I like went and walked around. I got super stoned.
Could you not leave and come back?
Yeah, you could. But I did. I mean, I left and just walked around like the neighborhood and got some food and got real high because I had enough time. And just then came back, and then you're just sitting but you just sit there and wait for so long.
It's kind of like being at an open mic, just like wait.
It's really bizarre, and you have you're of course able to bring friends and everything, and so I had Hannah, the lady that booked me, and because I did it twice, I had 2 different people there each time. So, but each time I had some friends in the green room, and they're like trying to keep you calm and stuff. It's very weird.
Of course.
It's very like nothing else. And then you you start to get nervous because it's playing on this. They're like show it on a TV in the green room, like what's happening.
Right.
So you're like, oh, it's coming up, like the show started, and then hoo. And so you like get dressed and you're just kind of sitting there and you've been waiting for like hours, and then they're like, okay, we need you in 30 seconds, and you're like, okay,
Oh
ready.
shit.
And then like somebody gets you, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna take you upstairs, and you're gonna meet Jimmy in the little controller room for a few minutes, and then they'll go to a commercial break, and then you'll go on stage. And it's like, okay. And they usher you up to this room, and you meet him for about 1 minute, and it was really nice, shorter than I expected, handsomer than I expected. Yep.
Okay.
Handsomer, skinnier.
He kind of reminds me of a Carson Daly, where he was like skinny or like bigger, and then he got skinny, but his head still stayed big. Although Carson's fat again now, so it doesn't really count.
I also think it's a TV thing that
Okay.
he looks much better in person.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's which is what you were saying. They apparently they always look better in person.
Everybody's more handsome. So yeah, met him. It was very brief, but very nice, very gentlemanly. And then they like usher you he goes to a different place, and they usher you over to somewhere, and it's like immediate. All of that whole process from like the green room to being on stage is maybe 3 minutes.
Really?
And you've been there for hours.
5 fucking hours.
Yeah, so it's like, what? Whoop! And then it's suddenly you're on stage, and then you're doing it, and then it's done. And this is the part that I feel like nobody sets you up for as far as doing it. Is obviously it's like a wild emotional roller coaster. Like, it's such a thrill. It's all of these things, it's like the buildup of 10 years to get to do it, and all of that, But also everybody on the show, like everybody who works for Jimmy Kimmel and all of this stuff, everybody who makes the show work, it's just there like every day. It's just there Wednesday or whatever. So after the show, they just want to go home and, go live their life. It's not a big deal. Nothing just happened to them, But it's also like now 5 o'clock in the evening, and you've just done the biggest thing, and
you want to go get fucking
let's go
drunk.
fucking party. Who wants to get drinks? And it's like you and the 3 people that you brought, and they're like, yeah, sure, let's go get a drink. And you're like,
no, let's get fucking wasted.
If there's just not the same energy, or even if you like do a show and you can, you're with other comedians after the show, all of you guys go and get a drink and you can talk about the show. But I'm the only one that performed, so even if there's other comedians there, you don't get to like share the experience that same way. It's really interesting. And now, having done it myself, and then I've gone to and like watched a couple of other people do theirs, it's really interesting to see how people handle that like right after, because it's such an emotional, like, it's like you can't even explain it. Kyle Ayers, I just saw him do Conan not too long ago, which was super fun. Got to watch it, and right after we're all like, so what do you want to do, Kyle? And he was like, oh, well, why don't you guys go into the green room, and I'm just gonna go outside and cry for a while. And it was like, okay, cool, sounds good. Because it's like, I need some time, like, I need some sort of emotional release. It's like insane. It isn't like nothing I'd ever experienced. It's so surreal, mostly because there's such a buildup, and then it's over in 4 minutes, 5 minutes, And then it's just done.
No.
And then, like, everything that I had ever tried to do was like leading up to like all I ever want to do was do a stand-up set on TV. That's all I want to do. And then
you got it.
Yeah, and then you do it, and then it's like, great, now what? And you're like,
The world
What?
keeps spinning.
Yes, immediately.
That's what happens.
Immediately after. There
Yep.
is no...
Ain't nobody give a fuck about that but you and your mama.
Exactly. And then that's it. And then it's done. And you're like, okay, well, I guess I'll go do a open mic? What the fuck? Like, it's really interesting. But also, like, the best thing in the world. It's the coolest thing. It is a real, like, badge of honor, a real...
Yeah.
It's the coolest... Caleb Sinan, wonderful comedian, good friend, said one of the coolest things to me. He was like, less people have done what you do than have been in the NBA. And that is wild to think about. Because it's like, man, if you were to say, like, I'm going to be in the NBA, that's crazy. But it's like, even less people get to do this than have been in the NBA. It's like very, very lucky on top of everything else, It's very humbling. Very fun experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
show.
great. Well, let's watch it. You ready?
Ready.
All right. Well, you know what it is, but here it is, everybody.
You can see our next guest headlining Comedy Works in Denver on July 2nd and 5th. And you can see him on television right now here. Please welcome Chris Charpentier.
He just said Chris Charpentier. He'll be headlining the Comedy Works, blah, blah, blah. Here he is. Oh.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. This is a real treat. I will make with the funny in just a second, but first I gotta ask you guys something. Do you guys find it annoying when someone gives themselves their own nickname? Yeah? What about someone who refers to themselves in the third person? Yeah? Okay. Well, Daddy does both. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. That's right. This happened to Daddy on the way down this evening. Stopped to get a pack of cigarettes, and the guy behind the counter asked me for my ID. Look, I understand I don't look 34 years old, which I am. But I think it's pretty clear I'm old enough to buy cigarettes, I've been doing that for a long time. So I was like, whatever. And I gave the guy my ID, and he turned around to get the cigarettes. And while he was doing that, I looked down on the counter, and there's one of those little signs, get ready, we're gonna ID you. And on there was a picture of a little kid with a fake mustache. Can't get too mad, right? He's just doing his job, and that's fine. That's fine. I have a feeling, though, that he didn't ID me because of the mustache. I think he ID'd me because of my height. That's a little more realistic. I'm a little dude. I'm only 5'5", which is short. And I know that's short because someone tells me every day just how short that is. So I've become used to it. And I'll admit, if I saw some of the things that I go through, if I could see them from another person's perspective, I'm sure I'd laugh, Sometimes I have to get on my tiptoes to use a urinal. That's funny, for sure. That is funny. Any job that I had where I was required to wear a uniform, it just looked like I was going trick-or-treating year-round. I get it, I get it. Not always, definitely not always, but sometimes when I take a poop, my feet will fall asleep because they've been dangling for too long. Yeah. So,
They love that.
I get it. I understand why people make fun of me, but it's not fair to make fun of me for being short because you don't know what I'm working with. All right? That's right. I'm serious now. My mom, 5'1", my dad, 5'2". Yeah. So me getting to 5'5", I think I did pretty damn good for myself. Thank you. A lot of hard work went into it. A lot of sleepless nights, And imagine, too, if I didn't do all the things that they say stunt your growth. Drinking coffee, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs. I did all that stuff a bunch. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if I didn't do that stuff. I'd be a freak. I'd be like 5'7". Almost normal. That's great. And it's not just my height. Like, technically, by age, I am a man. But I've never felt that way. I never have. And I think the real reason why is because my main example of a man, my father, by the time that he was my age, he owned a home, he had started his own business, and he had 3 children. Maybe if he wasn't so busy, he could have taught me how to do any one of those things. Would have been nice. All right, I think we've had enough fun talking about silly stuff. We can talk about something that matters, something important. My hair.
God, that fucking hair.
It's perfect, isn't it? Let's talk about it. Thank you. It's thick. It's thick. It's luscious. I'm never going bald. I know it for sure. I don't even use a pillow anymore. That's the best sleep of my life. Truly, I talk about it all the time on stage and off because I know it's the best thing that I have going for me. And I was doing a show a couple weeks ago in Omaha, Nebraska, and a guy came up to me after the show and was like, "Your hair's not that nice." And I said, "What? Excuse me? Would you like to run your fingers through it?" He's gay now, so pretty good head of hair. Thank you.
There he
guys
was.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Chris Charpentier.
Thank you very much.
That was great, Daddy.
Thanks, pal.
That was really good.
Thank you. Imagine how much funnier it'd have been had I had a huge black tar in my mouth.
Oh, man. I have to have this. I gotta have it. That's funny.
Fun.
That's funny. Well, you have you now have a brand new album out, a full-length.
That's right.
Full-length comedy album.
I do.
I'm gonna drop a picture in of this, right?
Oh. Are you gonna do the album, the art thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out. This is fucking a little low resolution here, but look how cool that is. So cool. So of course this was done by two fantastic artists. Yeah, pull up that thing. There you go. A little more. Yeah, keep it. Yep, keep going to that side. Yep, right there. That is the vinyl. It looks like.
No, it's just the cover.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Album art. If you order it, a pitch. If you buy it online, this comes in the mail. It'll come to you with a download card. You get a copy of this sweet album art.
Which is pretty fucking great.
I have a bunch of them. So
I love it. So two fantastic artists came together to make this album.
yeah.
Three actually. You was one. But the incredible Dave Clock.
Yes.
Is the one that did most of the drawing. He did all of the drawing, except he did everything but the lettering, basically, which we'll get into the lettering here in a second. Dave Clock is, he's got to be world renowned. He's a fucking legend. He started in medical drawing, so his attention to detail is just out of this world. And I know this here. You know what? I'm going to try to find a higher resolution. You talk about him for a second while I find higher res.
Okay, well. I love comedy art posters. I just love posters in general. And when I started doing my show in Denver, Too Much Fun, I wanted to start making posters specifically because of the Dave Clock posters that he used to make for Meltdown. Which was a show that happened in Los Angeles for a few years.
Right.
Excuse me. Very, very popular show. They ended up making it into a TV show, which you can watch on Comedy Central. Just this stand-up showcase live from the Meltdown. It's incredible. And but he made the posters there for a long time and then went on to make posters for all sorts of different other incredible people and different
Especially
things.
Bands, too.
Yeah. Incredible bands. He's done stuff now for the NHL and the NFL and incredible, huge things. Huge comedians, big tours, big things, always. And then I somehow snuck in my album.
But you had known him for a while, though.
Yeah, I've known him for a really long time. I've reached out to him a number of times about wanting to work with him on something. I just couldn't. Just whenever I could, I was going to use him. I've reached out to him when I first moved here because I was like, "Hey man, I'd love to meet you." And and see like your shop and see whatever, because you're the best and like a huge inspiration for what I've done. And couldn't have been cooler. He was like, absolutely. We'll meet up sometime after Meltdown, blah, blah, blah. I met him and was so nervous. I was like starstruck to the point I can barely talk when I'm around him. It's continued to this day. I can barely talk when I see him. It's really ridiculous. I've known him for years now. Probably 6 years I've known him and talked to him a bunch, and I can never get past like, hello, you're the best. Because he's the freaking best. And I was lucky enough to do Meltdown once. And so I have a poster of his with my name on it already, which was dope. And so I couldn't wait when I got the opportunity to have him do the cover. I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened. And I asked him to do the cover, and I sent him a bunch of pictures of my face and just told him like what I wanted to do, basically. The idea of, my brain, that you can see my brain somehow. Blah, blah, blah. And, but just mostly I want it to be my face with my head opening, however you want to do that, Dave, because you're the best. And then I talked to our other friend, mutual friend, Jeff Tice.
Jeff Tice, who did the lettering.
Did the lettering and the coloring for the album. Who was also friends.
I didn't know he did the coloring part of it.
Yep, he did. I can show you this. Dave sent me these. This is the original thing that Dave Clock sent me. Originally, it's just a blank.
Oh, okay. God, that's so cool. Is that what he literally drew, or is that a replication of what he drew?
This is a printout of what he sent me, just digitally.
That's so cool.
Yeah, incredible. And I don't know how well you can see, but like all the shadowing is just done with dots. It's incredible. He's phenomenal. But anyway, yeah, so Jeff did all the coloring and lettering for it. But I was on the phone with Jeff a few days later talking about how incredibly excited I was to have Dave be doing my art. I was like flattered. And he was like, yeah, man, I was just talking to Dave about something, and he was doing some posters for some other people, and he had to draw them. And so he was thrilled because he ended up making them really small so you didn't have to see the details of their face, because he hates drawing faces. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, I just asked him to draw my face. So I hope he doesn't hate me. Because he's like my hero. So,
God. That's so funny.
Yeah. Whoops.
Oh, and this is just a massive face. Oh,
yeah,
my
it's just
God.
Nothing but my face. The one part that's interesting and neat is the one part that he got to do, which was my brain and my head flying apart like a puzzle pieces. Incredible.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's freaking incredible. But the rest of it is just my face, and I'm sure he was like, you fucking bastard. But anyway,
dude, but like even your hair is so awesomely detailed too. I mean, his detail is he does a lot of stuff for a band. Everything he does. Look up Dave Clock, spelled K. It's KLOK, right? Or
KLOC.
KLOC. That's right.
Right.
Dave KLOC Clock. It is. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. It is absolutely.
Buy some of his art during.
It's unbelievable.
During this hiatus, he needs help, just like all artists. And boy, there's no one else I would support more. He's probably the only artist I've actually bought more than one piece from.
Yeah.
I have a couple of his hanging up in my house. He's incredible.
I'm so excited. I really want to go get one because I have a lot of wall space and I would like to have a clock joint up there. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a great album. You recorded at the Bug Theater in Denver. Where
right.
can they purchase this album if they wanted to?
You can either do it through my website, chrischarpentier.com, or you can do it through A Special Thing Records.
Oh, nice.
In fact, Yeah, either way, it takes you to the same place, which is a Special Thing Records.
Nice.
Yep, and you can buy it right through them, and they will send you the album art and a download card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So you get a little bit of Dave Clock art by supporting me as well, which is really dope.
It's pretty cool. I love that you sell the album art there, because that shit's fucking...
It's so cool, and honestly,
It
you
really
can
is.
cut my name off of the side if it bothers you, and just have the
But
picture.
have confidence in yourself, Sharpie.
Hey, I'm just saying, if you're like, why would I have whatever? You could just have this cool picture if you
I
want.
have a piece of art that you made me on my wall.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
right. You do. Thank
So-
you.
People like art, Chris, and it's got my name on it. I'm not cutting that off.
Speaking of which, I'm thinking about getting ready to tell me what you and the general public think about me trying to sell the old Too Much Fun posters.
Like auction off the originals or reprint them.
Auction off, or not even auction off. Just have a general set price for all of them. I have a bunch of them. I have
Like
a
leftover.
binder full. Yeah, hang on.
Too Much Fun, for those of you who don't know what Too Much Fun was, is it was a comedy show every Wednesday for
That's
several
right.
years with Chris here, a guy named Sam Talent, Nathan London, Bobby Crane. And it was all those. You did all those, correct?
I did. I have a binder full of them.
Wow.
So, if anybody would ever be interested in buying some of these, they're pretty dope. Some of them, anyway. Plus it's a cool little bit of memorabilia. Denver
That's true.
comedy memorabilia.
Yeah. Those are
Um,
sweet, man. You had all sorts of dope comics. Dave Chappelle stopped in there.
That's right.
It was, I did it. It was pretty,
Yeah, all the greats.
all the greats. The Denver Comedy Roast was there. That thing's dope.
Yeah, this one was for Dave Ross's comedy album recording, which we did at Too Much Fun. That was pretty cool. Yeah. So if anybody was ever interested in these,
There's his thing right over there. Pow. Wait, there. Right there. Hit him up on
Yeah.
the gram.
please do.
Um,
Or even if you actually just want to see them. A lot of them are up on the Instagram. You have to scroll back on my Instagram, but a lot of them are up there. If you just want to look at them, they're pretty neat. Maybe I'll repost some of them.
you know what? In this time of boredom,
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be probably a pretty good...
I
I would
I
just
just
take pictures
drew-
of them from like day one, like do it from the quarantine, day 4, and then the 4th poster, and then see how many posters you get through before you have to make a repeat.
that's a good idea. I just drew this. I just started drawing again. I don't know if you can see this.
Wow.
It's kind of shitty. This
That's
lighting.
pretty cool.
It was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Just started again because the quarantine because of boredom.
You should draw my face.
Yeah, right.
That's pretty cool.
Not a chance in hell.
Come on. I need a fucking merch. Like, I need a t-shirt is what I need.
Yeah.
Yep,
You
I
do?
want shirts.
Oh, look at
pretty
this
cool.
cowboy.
That could be me.
Could be you. Pretty fun. We should all be making art, huh? All the
That's
time.
true. That's true.
It's good for you. It's good for your brain.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. What about your podcast?
Yes. What about? No, I have a podcast called Sports Bullies the Game.
Is that 2 words or 1?
2 words. Well, 4 words.
Sports Bullies the game.
Sports Bullies the Game.
Does bullies have 1 L or 2?
2 L's. Bullies. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me about this. This seems like a very confusing fucking game to me.
It is. Our last guest, I guess our second to last guest, Nick Rutherford, said it best when he was on. He said, "This podcast sounds like it's having a stroke the whole time." Which maybe isn't a great pitch for my podcast, but it is. It's so weird. You just have to listen to it. It's very bizarre. It is an absurd game that me and David Van Huysen, who is, if you don't know him, a very, very funny, very absurd comedian.
Yep.
And he and I host a show together. It is a game, I guess, where we take on a number of different comedians, and we do it using sports lingo, basically, and sports jargon to ask questions about basically anything other than sports. But it's in the format of a game. There is a halftime. There is a press conference afterwards. It's very silly.
I mean, I gotta give you credit. There's several episodes.
We're 49-0-1. We haven't lost. We've tied. We tied on the 50th episode. Nick Rutherford. But other than that, we were undefeated. It's a very great game. Lots of fun. It's very silly.
So, I can. Can you give me an example of like what would a question be?
I can give you a bunch of examples, Brent.
I'd
You
love
want
that.
to? We'll play a little half a game right now.
Here, I tell you what. You fill up your tequila. I'll fill up my wine.
That's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm doing. Here, I can pull up. Can I do this while we do this? Is this? You can still see me and everything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's see. Here we go. I'll read you one of the things. Read you one of the questions. We'll just have you answer as though you're playing the game. How's that sound?
Okay, that sounds fun.
Okay, here we go.
So I have to respond to you in sports lingo.
No, you don't have to do anything. You just be yourself.
Okay. That's it.
But let's
Just
say
be myself.
Okay, you're just gonna answer the questions that I give you. But they're a bunch of different segments, right? So each segment is one of these sports jargon lingo type things.
Okay.
Basically a play on words. So here's one, right? This segment is called "Runners are safe at third, but out at second."
Runners are safe
the
at third,
question
but
is-
out at second. Okay.
Question is, what film trilogy has the best third film?
Oh, definitely. Okay. Now, do I have a lot of time to think about it, or is it like quick, fast?
The faster, the better.
All right. Well, I wanted to say like Fast and the Furious or The Godfather, but you wouldn't
Okay.
know because you didn't watch The Godfather.
Doesn't
And
matter what I
definitely,
think.
third is not the best.
It doesn't matter what I think. 'Cause
Third is
it
an
also-
abomination.
We don't. This should be important. We don't judge the answers. The boys in Binghamton judge the answers.
Oh, Binghamton, New
yeah.
York.
That's right. They score all the. They do all the judging for the game. They score everything. We don't even write out the questions. The boys in Binghamton do. Me and Dave just host it.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It changes for every guest. Each guest, it's a different script. They send it to us. We just read it. The boys in Binghamton judge it.
Okay.
Scores come through. So anyway, that's the first question. The second question, because this is a two-parter, is what trilogy has the worst second film?
Oh,
So now you get it. The runners are safe at third, but out at second.
got you.
Right.
Okay. Interesting. You want an answer?
Yes.
Oh, I would probably say Free Willy.
Okay. That's pretty good. Now, here you go. You want to go for two?
Yep.
Oh, you rascal. Fine. In what year was the word podcast first used?
Ooh, 1992.
2004.
Ah, 2004.
Super wrong. Okay, here we go. Ready for another one?
Yep.
New segment. Triple play. There's a play being written about your life. What an honor. Congratulations, Brent.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you hope that they cover in this 3-act play?
My black baby with a white girl.
Okay.
My car accident.
Mm-hmm.
My rise to the top and smashing the hottest chicks in Hollywood.
Yeah. Okay. Follow-up question. What should they name this motherfucker?
Gildozen.
Okay. There you go.
That's
Next
fun.
segment.
Okay.
Next segment. It's a doubleheader.
Uh-oh.
That's the next segment. If you could clone yourself, would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're a conjoined twin. Which side do you want to
God
be on?
damn it. I have to be a conjoined twin, though?
No, that's a different question.
Oh, got you.
You're a conjoined twin. Which side do you want to be on?
Probably the left side because I assume you want a Y, correct?
If you can tell me a why,
Well,
sure.
because the right side's going to have to do all the work because everything is predominantly right-handed. So you just get to hang out and chill and just kind of smoke weed while the other one is just, doing all the right-handed work. When you're masturbating, you got to use the right hand.
Well, let me tell you
But you
something.
both get to come.
Let me tell you something.
Don't tell me that you use both hands.
Well, I'm right-handed, but I masturbate left-handed.
What? You're joking me. This is for the show.
That's a fact.
You're saying this for the show.
No. True fact. Swear to God.
What? No. I don't believe that.
Why would I lie?
Because you want me to believe you.
No.
In this, because
I swear to God. Always have.
What?
I think it's because when I was a kid, being dominant right hand, would want to use the right hand for the remote control.
So you were using. How often were you changing channels while you were jerking off, or you were prepped to turn it off?
There you go.
Got you.
Bingo.
Well, you really thought a lot about that.
I just think I'm guessing
That makes most sense. I'm not gonna lie. It makes most sense. Wow.
That's how I learned. Okay, next segment.
Fascinating.
It's an ace. Okay, now what card am I thinking of?
What?
What card am I thinking of?
It's an ace? An ace of spades?
That's what card you think I'm thinking of?
Or an ace of base? I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention to that. It was a question. It moved too fast.
Here's the question. What card am I thinking of?
7 of spades.
3 of diamonds.
That was pretty close.
You ever dip your toe in magic?
Negative. Yes. When? Wait.
What?
The stripper?
No. What?
I dipped a toe in a stripper named Magic.
Okay. There you go. So it's like that. That's how the game is. It doesn't make any sense. It just keeps going. It's crazy. It's fast. And when we do it,
I thought you were literally having a stroke on me. Wow. No. Okay. So Rutherford, that's a pretty good description.
There you go. It goes fast and it's weird. And David and I really take on these characters of basically sports announcers. So we do it with big dumb voices, and we try to say things like in unison a lot. It's really stupid. It's really, really dumb, but really, really fun. It's really, really fun. So I can't recommend it enough because I do it.
You got a lot of episodes out too.
And we do it for free. Truly, it's like just a labor of love. So It's very fun. They're all silly. If anybody's looking for a silly way to waste some time, Nick Rutherford is a great episode. Ever Maynard is a great episode.
Okay.
Also, the other 48 good episodes.
Good ones to start with, those. I think what you're saying.
Those are my favorites. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And we have some big guests booked, but who knows if it'll end up being able to happen.
They have to physically be there.
It's hard to do it otherwise. So we're gonna figure that out.
All right. Well, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Sports Bullies, the game, the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume it can be found everywhere.
Everywhere, indeed.
All right. You are at Sharpie Comedy across all platforms.
That's right.
All right. And anything? Your album is available on A Special Thing Records or at ChrisCharpentier.com.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have one more Comedians in Quarantine Smoking Chronic?
Damn right.
I feel like we should.
Oh yeah, here.
Oh, mine's empty. Hold on, I gotta reload mine.
Okay.
Oh, you went to the store.
I went to the store.
How is the weed?
You gotta stock up.
Is it good? Well, you haven't opened it. It doesn't look like.
Quarantine. Huh? I haven't opened it yet.
Did you
I don't know.
Did you get a look at it before you bought it, or is it just that's what they had
No.
for the price?
It's what they have for the price.
All right.
It's fine. It's not,
It'll get us through. I just bought a fucking $120 quarter, and I'm so fucking mad. And it's fine.
Here?
It's good, but it's not. It's not like they tricked me on the smell and the look of it. It looks and smells great
$120?
for a quarter. It was $60 an eighth.
Dude,
Well, it's 55 plus tax. It was the worst.
that ounce that I just had
It was
up
$100.
there. $100, dude.
I know.
140 with
That's
tax.
like Colorado price. 140. Jesus, 40% tax.
Well, that's how it always is. That's the tax.
40% tax?
It's the tax here.
I don't think that's right.
That's true. Go in. That's why you paid the.
I think you just bought a
$60.
$120 ounce.
What?
I think your ounce was actually $120.
No. Anyway,
All right.
here we go.
Comedians in quarantine, smoking weed. Take one. Oh, I gotta log in. Damn it. Just two California comedians smoking weed in a legal state.
Absolutely.
Love it. All right. Well, Sharpie, that was fun. That was fun, dude.
Absolutely. I would do this again if we have time. If you run out of people to talk to, I have more things we could talk about.
I have a huge list of people to talk to.
I know, but we have more things. We didn't even get at anything fun.
That's true. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that stuff yet.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't talk about anything fun. We have so much time.
Do you want to talk about that?
No, not right now.
You sure?
We're out of time. It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's true, but we can do whatever we want.
I mean,
It's
once we get
10:30
going,
yesterday.
it's gonna take a lot longer than that.
Here, let's
Should we
do.
leave on the cliffhanger?
Yeah, let's do it. So you basically let's say this.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to talk about next time is Sharpie spent a lot of his formative years in a drug rehab cult. In a drug rehab cult. And yeah, and it's fascinating. I don't know much about it. It was what? You started doing drugs, what, 9, 12?
12, 13.
12, 13. And then you went to rehab at what, 16?
16.
Yep. And was there until, 2 years ago?
20 until 22.
Till 22?
16 to 22.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's in a cult, basically. So we're going to have a part 2 of this. It might be on Twitch. It might be on this YouTube channel. But I'm excited to talk about that. I really want to talk about that.
Let's do it.
But the episode just got long because I wanted to hear about your television stuff. And
oh, yeah.
it'd be great.
Well, thank you for having me, sir. This is fun, and until we can do the Arroyo Comedy Show, this will have to do.
This will have to fucking do. It's all right. I was excited to have you, though, so thank you so much. And fucking hey, dude. We'll see you soon.
You're the best.
All right,
Remember, I'm in love with you.
Ah, I'm so in love with you. All right. Goodbye.
See you, buddy.
Later. All right, everybody. Chris Charpentier, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. That is going to be our show for tonight. I'm a little exhausted. I think we're going to maybe try to do Twitch and see how that goes next time. So please feel free to join us over there. Follow us. I am at, let's try it again. I am Brent Gill on Instagram. And on Twitch, it's just going to be Brent Gill. You'll see the link. If you were watching this today, you'll see the link. Just go to my Instagram, at I am Brent Gill. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Good night.